Let's design the Galactic line. It's a new piloting demo! Yay! So give it a download, give it a play, tell me how it runs on your machine, whether or not it feels natural to control ships this way, and, any suggestions you have. So let's go over how it works. First things first, the mouse movement now moves this reticle, and the ship just tries to keep up with the reticle. So regardless of how fast or how slow it is, regardless of any kind of low frame rate you might have, it should react one-to-one with your mouse. It's just a matter of how much delay there is on the actual ship catching up to it. You can also use the mouse wheel to increase your throttle. You'll see your throttle on the left, but you'll also see it in the form of an intended vector coming out of that reticle that we're moving around. See? So as you pilot around, you will see that you have several colors. The blue color is your intended vector, the yellow color is your actual vector, and the purple color is your corrective vector. I haven't really settled on how that's going to look in the long run, but it certainly gives you a feeling for what your ship is doing and tells you what's going on pretty well. Now you can also mouse wheel to return yourself back to a zero throttle or even a negative throttle if you'd like. The throttle accelerates you to a specific cruising speed. It does not simply accelerate forever. Every one of these ships right now has a 20 max cruising speed, 20 meters per second. It's actually not meters per second. I'll have to deal with that later. There are 3 small ships and 3 large ships. These 3 small ships have much better maneuverability than the large ships do, for obvious reasons. They also have landing gear, as you can see. If you hit 1, you'll toggle landing gear up and down. Now, I've been moving the camera around, and the way I do that is by holding Alt. If you hold Alt, then the camera will focus on your ship, and you can use the mouse to move it around and the mouse wheel to zoom in and out. Pretty easy stuff. If you want to return your camera to a more straightforward view and not focus straight on your ship, middle mouse click will reset the camera. Now there are a couple of other kinds of controls. WSAD is not simply to turn the ship or anything like that. It actually sets up a vector, and you can see what happens. S sets the vector to go straight down, and there's sideways and up and down, so it's easy to control your lateral motion like this. And that means it's pretty easy if you wanted to land on this planetoid. Yay! There's no damage model, so if you slam into the planetoid at 400 miles an hour, no one's going to care. This is a little cargo ship built to just ferry goods from one small place to another. And it is the least spry of all of the small ships, and maybe even of all of the large ships. Now this is the heavy cargo ship, and it is quite a bit more spry, believe it or not, but that's largely because it has half a dozen engines on the back, and several different varieties of engines at that. Notice that if the ships collide, they will automatically react and try and reset their throttle correctly. This is the spryest of the ships. Wah! And it moves pretty fast. And this ship has no main engines. It uses nothing but maneuvering jets, which makes it quite maneuverable, but it's not very good at moving forwards. I mean, it's okay at it, especially for such a small ship. Let's go ram that behemoth over there. Yeah, we can definitely make a dent in it. It only weighs literally 1,000 times as much. So what else can you do in this prototype? Well, I already told you that 1 will put your landing gear up and down, but in addition to that, G will pop up your debug menu. Now this is just a quick little visual display of your ship's components, and if you let the game run long enough or accelerate the game fast enough, you'll definitely see these bars decrease, but they have no real value at this point. They're just for kicks. I guess I have 7 ships. I must have forgotten one. well, any way you cut it. There's plenty of ships to play around with. Go ahead and take a look. Tell me what you think. Tell me how you think it feels to play these. Oh, and one of these ships, this one, actually has a docking port that you can trigger by hitting 1. Yay! Time acceleration is in the game. There's not really any reason to use it in the piloting demo, but comma and period, like in Kerbal, will accelerate or decelerate time. So right now we are moving along at maneuvering speed, but if I were to hit comma, we would slow down, and the music would change. And of course the other opposite is true as well. Let's race around in a heavy cargo ship! Yay! Now it feels downright snappy. Yeah, so long as an hour per second passes, it's quite fast. So give it a play, tell me what you think. The demo size has gotten a little bit bigger, largely due to the music that you're hearing. Now I gotta go, because it sounds like the cops are after me.